All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to get right into this. This No Kings protest. Have you seen some of these clips from these crazy lunatic leftists from the No Kings protest? I got to tell you, they have not toned down their rhetoric whatsoever. You would think that everybody in the Democratic Party would, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, they would sit there and say, wow, damn, maybe we need to accept some blame. You know, we're calling Donald Trump Hitler. We're calling the conservatives Nazis. We're calling all these people. Don't you think when you say Hitler and Nazis and fascists and all these words, wouldn't you think that some of the crazies in your party would take it literally and say, wow, are they Nazis? We can't have Nazis here. Why do you think Charlie Kirk was assassinated? A Christian man preaching about God, taking care of the families, and he was assassinated. When it comes to conservatives and their narrative, okay, Democrats hate it because we are trying to speak the truth. Let everybody know that no, if you're a minority, you don't need the government to rely on. You need to stop blaming white people for every little issue that you have in your life. It's not the white man's fault. You can make it in America. You don't need to be a socialist and try to take everybody's money. But in these protests, they are so violent. The rhetoric is so disgusting. Nothing has toned down. And there's not one political leader on the left that has asked for them to tone the rhetoric down at all. This rhetoric is going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. I'm going to show you. Some of these clips are super disturbing because they involve kids. How these kids that are like 5 and 6 that are stabbing Trump dogs. I'm going to show you this right now. It's crazy. So, but before this, I'm going to show you those clips. We're going to get into some of these videos with some Hollywood celebrities. And of course, you know, you're going to have Hollywood chime in and they hate Donald Trump and all this stuff because he's against their narrative of, you know, getting illegal immigrants out and making sure the economy is good and the border is secure and the economy is great and the military is great. You know, things that Democrats hate. They don't like strong economy. They don't like, you know, a strong border because they want everybody to come in here all willy-nilly. So let's just see what some of these famous actors have to say.
Millions nationwide to protest Donald Trump. On Saturday, October 18th, Kerry Washington, Pedro Pascal, Jamie Lee Curtis, and more stars attended the No Kings demonstrations in various cities, uploading photos of the protests to their social media. On Instagram, Pedro Pascal posted snaps from the Los Angeles rallies.
Let's just hold on. Pedro Pascal, I love him in Narcos, but at the same time, he's not even born in America. He's a Chilean actor, so he's not even American. So, okay, there's that.
Writing #NoKings, #Los Angeles, protect #democracy. While Kerry Washington shared.
Kerry Washington, black actor, you know that, victim mentality. Here we go. No surprise here.
Sending so much love and gratitude to everyone who showed out for #NoKings today. Jamie Lee Curtis also took to Instagram to share.
Jamie Lee, no surprise they're gay. No surprise.
Snaps from the protests, highlighting many signs and writing, "Signs owe the times."
This is, you know, unfortunately, people that have high status in America when it comes to these Hollywood actors, a lot of people that love these actors think that their politics are the right for whatever reason. Pedro Pascal has a huge following. Jamie Lee Curtis has a huge following. Kerry Washington has a huge following. So there's people that love these people so much that if they say F Trump, down with Trump, their fans are going to be like, yeah, absolutely. That's the reason why they protest. That's the reason why they get paid by these politicians to go out and protest. You think they're just doing it for free? Absolutely not. These people are paid because they have a giant following, and the Democrats need their following in order to make sure that their message hits home. And their message is Trump is a Nazi. Republicans are the worst people ever. They're all racist, you know, and they all want to destroy America. That's what their message is. But let's look at this clip with this kid. 5-year-old kid. Let's look at a 5-year-old kid stabbing. Who teaches this little kid that this? Where's the parents?
Brings their kids here. Don't start that shit right now. Don't start that shit right now.
And you know what, guys, this is not even the most disturbing stuff. I'm going to show you this guy, this video from the guy named Nick Shirley, who actually, goes into the belly of the beast and actually talks to these crazy lunatics. But how shocking is it to see a 5-year-old kid mocking, stabbing Trump? And they're all like laughing, having a good time. Like, it's just, I guarantee that kid grows up to be a serial killer. 100%. You don't just get to stab, try to mock like you're stabbing someone and everybody just cheers you on like it's the funnest thing in the world. It's crazy what's going on right now. But let's take a look at Nick Shirley when he goes and talks to some of these people at the No Kings rally.
Police her. Don't police her. Wait, why F me, ma'am?
Fuck you.
Why?
You're a fucking fascist.
How am I a fascist?
I can say what I want.
Yeah, let her say it. Don't police her. Don't police her.
Fuck off.
And why F me, ma'am? What makes me a fascist?
You're a fucking fascist.
How? Say it.
Your shirt tells me everything I need to know.
Awake
Get
is
out
the
of
new
my
woke.
face.
You get out of my face.
Yo, hey, I have a question for you.
What's up?
How do you feel about people with masks ripping people out of their homes aggressively?
If they're illegal here, ICE has the right to go and do that.
But you think it's
First of all, the reason why they have masks, okay, this is something that the Democrats don't ever tell you. The reason why they have masks is because there are people that are literally paid to dox people. What that means is I'm going to find out every little thing about you, Mr. ICE agent, who your family is, what your name is, where your kids go to school, and they're going to try to blast them publicly. The reason why they wear masks is because they are the biggest risk right now. If you're an ICE agent in America, you are being targeted. Let's just be clear about that. Imagine if they didn't wear masks. Their faces would be all over the news, all over the internet. They would find out where these people live, where their kids go to school, all that. So of course they have to wear masks.
okay to hurt people and rip them aggressively?
Well, they should listen to law enforcement.
Sure, I agree, but we should treat people like we want to be treated.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I agree.
Okay, so we shouldn't be abusing people.
Well, if they won't abide by law enforcement, if they won't peacefully go in and let law enforcement do their job, law enforcement will take measures in their own hands.
But it's not law enforcement, it's people with masks.
It's federal agents. That's law enforcement.
It's not, though. It's not the
It is
same.
law enforcement.
How does he not know that ICE is federal agent? What is he talking about? That makes no sense whatsoever.
It's giving money. It's giving money to people, right? It's giving.
They work for Homeland Security.
It's giving an incentive to people with a certain ideology. That all law enforcement shouldn't all have the same ideology.
Yeah.
No. I know
That's that same reason why in Chicago PD they stood down. They didn't go and support federal agents when they were getting bombarded by a bunch of people.
If our law enforcement all has the same ideology,
law enforcement
that's
doesn't have the same
problematic.
ideology.
You're giving people.
Why is that problematic that everybody has the same mentality? Get criminals off the street. Make sure criminals are put in jail, prison. That should be all the mentality for all the law enforcement, to make sure the American citizens are safe in their cities. Everybody should have the same ideology. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
An incentive. Hey, all these people, whatever, they're far right, okay?
In New York City.
They're all far right.
No Nazis,
And you're giving them an
welcome in
incentive
New
to do
York
whatever they
City.
want to take immigrants out,
Get the
to people that
Nazis
are
out
illegal
of
immigrants
New York
and
City.
abuse them.
They're here illegally.
Even if that's your opinion, things
Get
should
the
be done the
Nazis
right
out of
way.
New York
Yes, I agree.
Peacefully.
I agree. So
First of all, it's not an opinion. If you're here illegally, that is a crime, 100%. I got to tell you, what I've said from day one, this has never been about terrorists. It's never been about the economy. People are protesting right now because of ICE. Period. End of story. That's what it is. They don't like people getting kicked out of this country illegally. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris can open up the borders, like 10 million people in here. Nobody says anything. Now that Donald Trump is actually following the law and making sure these people are out of the country and making sure American citizens are safe, everybody has an issue with it. Why do Democrats have an issue with it? They have an issue with it because they know that illegal immigrants are going to vote Democrat. That's how the Democratic Party will stay in power. That's why you see Gavin Newsom and all these other states trying to get rid of voter ID. So all these illegals can come in here and keep the Democrats in power. That's what it is. It's a power play.
somebody asks for somebody's documentations, or if they ask for them and say, hey, we're here.
You can't just assume someone. You can't just ask anyone on the street. I don't ask for your documentation.
Yeah, and they're not
just
doing
like
that.
you shouldn't ask for other people's documentation. They are. Look at the videos.
I went and did a
Please
ride-along
look
with
at the
ICE.
videos. Look at the videos. You will see that
Go
what
watch
you're
my-
saying
go watch
is
my
not
YouTube
true.
video.
I know your
Go
YouTube
watch my
videos.
YouTube
I
video.
do watch your YouTube videos.
Okay, great. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Speak the truth.
I appreciate the
Watch your
conversation.
videos.
I appreciate the
I
conversation.
appreciate the conversation. I don't.
You will not shake hands? Oh, okay, wow.
But
okay.
I believe in the freedom of speech. I believe in people expressing their opinion. You have the right to do that. But people, you should also expand your view. Watch the real videos of what ICE is doing. It is fucked up.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Look at this guy. New Kirks. Have you smoked your Kirks today?
How crazy a sign. Look at this sign. How crazy is this? This would never happen at a Republican rally at all. Making fun of Charlie Kirk. Have you smoked your Kirks? This is insane. And this happens at Democrats' rally, and they do not call it out. The Democrats are the party of violence, and they will never call it out. There's not one single leader on the Democratic Party that will call any of these people out. And we know why they won't call them out, because they are going to vote for Democrats. They need these guys' votes. No matter right or wrong, people like this will be able to vote every single election and vote Democrat.
Look at this guy.
Fuck you, pig, you heard? Fuck you, pig, you heard? Get that fucking shit out my face.
Look at him.
Man. Soft ass.
You're the one advertising and celebrating the death of an innocent man.
Soft ass nuts. You heard? Drama queen.
Y'all are so
You
late.
heard?
Like, you're not worried about it.
Yeah, then stop following me around.
Follow you around.
Look at these people right here.
Follow you
No,
around.
I'm not saying you, but look at these ladies right here. They're the ones
Why are
following me
you
around.
worried about it?
I'm not worried about it.
If you weren't here, they wouldn't be bitch.
Oh, my word, man.
Harvard, by the way.
Oh, there goes another black victim right there.
How am I ignorant?
Because you're supporting something that's really bad.
What am I supporting that's really bad?
You're doing a lot of things in this country to other people that's not right, and you're supporting it.
And like what? Look at this group. How are you doing? What do you think about today, ma'am? This guy's over here celebrating the death of an innocent man.
Fucking people, you heard? Get the fuck out of here, dog. He's racist.
How am I racist? This is my black friend right here. How? Why do I need to go?
That's the same old terrible Democratic argument. As soon as they see a white conservative, oh, you're a racist. For what? How am I racist? And they have no argument. It's so dumb.
Because you don't belong here. You don't.
This is a public.
This is a public place, ma'am.
It doesn't mean what you're doing is right.
What am I doing that's wrong right now?
You don't even know what's going on.
What do you mean? I've been here all day.
Do you even know why we out here?
I've been out here all day talking to people.
Tell the world why you're here.
Tell them why you're here.
Don't get your roly-poly ass out of here somewhere, motherfucker. Fuck outta
Jeez.
here.
Look at people getting mad.
You think I care?
Now they're name calling.
When they have nothing to say, then they go into insults.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
Great, ma'am.
Fuck outta here.
You can go join them over there.
I don't care. It's not right.
You can go join them over there.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate, another example of how the Democratic Party is right now, and nobody's going to call them out. And it's so unfortunate because there could be somebody that's right now that's trying to bridge the gap, because you have Republicans over here, you have Democrats over here. Politics right now are so tense. You're not in the middle. You're either on this side or you're on that side. And if you're on this side, I hate you. If you're on that side, you're a racist. There's no in between. And that's the sad, unfortunate state of how politics is right now. But how can you have a conversation with people like that? People like that are literally calling him racist just because he's white, which essentially is racist in and of yourself to call him racist just because he's white. He didn't say anything racist. What's racist about him? Because he's a white conservative that can think for himself, that supports Donald Trump and supports ICE. That's racist. But that's what the party is. That's what the party is right now. They're so violent. The rhetoric is so destructive. You're talking about killing Charlie Kirk on a sign, and you're proud of that. And nobody called this disgusting behavior out. This is the party of the left. So what does Donald Trump have to say about all this?
Radical left lunatics. And what's that all about? I mean, they're fighting us because we want to stop crime. Where do these people come from? They're paid money. I guess they're paid a lot of money. But like I saw that ridiculous march the other day, I say, these people are not representative of our country. And not all of them, of course, but many of them are total lowlifes. These are lowlifes. These are people that are paid agitators, and they're not representative of our country. So I don't know. I can just tell you that our country has tremendous spirit right now. You know that better than anybody because you cover it well. But we have a lot of people that are very happy right now with the direction. They did a poll the other day.
You know, it's very sad, you know, because Trump is doing so many good things right now. He's trying to end wars. He's trying to, get tariffs. He's trying to make sure that the economy is booming. And, people might like how he's, doing the tariffs right now and charging people. And, obviously right now the American taxpayers are feeling a little bit because inflation is going up and prices are going up, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's going to all balance out because you're going to see, he's talking about, they've got like hundreds of billions of dollars from all these tariffs. And he's talking about giving a credit to all these people. He's talking about giving a payment to the American citizens because all the money that they've got from tariffs. So, people are complaining right now because prices are going up a little bit, but at the end of the day, he's caring about the economy. He cares about the American citizens because at the end of the day, illegal immigrants hurt the American people. How do they hurt the American people? Because guess what? If I'm an owner and I can get this illegal immigrant for $10 an hour when I should be paying this American citizen $30, what am I going to do? I'm going to pay this guy cheap $10 an hour so I can save me money. That's why all need to go and Americans need to be priority. So that's why he's kicking them out. And that's why business owners are very upset right now. That's why politicians, especially on the left, are very upset right now because they know that they benefit from cheap labor. That's why they can't afford, but that's why they don't want to pay an American a decent wage that they deserve. So they said, hey, so I'm sorry, American, I don't care about you or your family. I want this person who shouldn't be in this country, and I'm going to pay him so cheap, he's going to take the money, or he's got to go back to Mexico, or he's got to go back to wherever he came from. It's a slap in the face to all Americans. Why don't they understand that? But going back to this little video with this kid, I just want everybody to understand, this is the Democratic Party of just how terrible they are. It's just disgusting how this is allowed in America.
Brings their kids here.
That's right, guys. The radical left is teaching the kids at an early age how to be violent. Stabbing a doll, Donald Trump. This is the Democratic Party. Nobody says anything. And this is okay. This kid is congratulated, smiling. The parents are, I don't know if that was the parents right there, but how is that allowed? Nobody says anything? Nobody calls this party out. No Democratic politician calls anybody out and says, whoa, guys, whoa. We saw this clip. We don't condone that whatsoever. We got to tone down the rhetoric. Nobody on the left is calling for this rhetoric to be toned down because guess what? You have this guy with a Charlie Kirk sign saying, have you smoked your Kirks today? Like walking around New York. And by the way, I got to give Nick Shirley a lot of credit right now because I didn't see any security around him. And all those people that were calling him fascist and racist and screaming in his face and the guy with that Kirk sign, I mean, it is now. If you're a conservative and you're out in the streets talking to people, the left is, you have to have security. You cannot just be walking by yourself anymore. I'm sorry, you have to have security because right now, there are a lot of mentally unstable people on the left who think that it's okay to talk about. I mean, you just saw the teacher in Chicago that was caught at a No Kings rally mocking Charlie Kirk with doing this thing to her neck, whatever like that. It's crazy how you're laughing about deaths. You're laughing about a man who preached about God and preached about being a man to his family and his kids and his wife. That's who you guys essentially took out. He wasn't talking about being a Nazi and all this other terrible rhetoric. He was talking about how Americans, especially Black Americans, are equal just as everybody else. And we don't need DEI in America because they're just as smart as everybody else. But if you make DEI a policy, how do we know that they're actually qualified for the job that they're going to do? This is why DEI should never be in existence, because if you make DEI a policy, then you're going to sit there and say, hey, man, if I'm on the Southwest airline and I know DEI is a thing and all my pilots are Black, is DEI, are they qualified? This is something you're going to be thinking. That's something I would think. But if there was no DEI and you saw a Black pilot, you wouldn't think anything of it because you know they're qualified. And that is something that he was trying to teach, which actually makes it not racist because he's actually saying we don't need any DEI because Black people are just as smart or just as capable as a white person. But at the end of the day, Black people, especially in the Democratic Party, are victims. They think that they're victims. They think the white man owes them something, even though the white man in America has never been in a slave owner right now. No white person in America alive was a slave owner. No Black person alive in America was a slave. And yet we're still talking about reparations. This is insane. This is insane. All the people on the No Kings protest you're calling Donald Trump a king. You know who the real kings were? How about COVID? How about when you couldn't leave your house? How about when you had to stay 6 feet apart? How about when you had to wear your mask? How about when you said that if you didn't get your vaccination, you would get fired from your job? You couldn't fly anywhere. Isn't that a dictatorship? Wait, you're telling me that I have to take this shot that you just created out of thin air and if I don't take it, I'm fired? That if I stay too close to somebody, I can be arrested or I can be fined? That's the real king. That was the dictators were the Democratic Party during COVID. You couldn't do anything. They shut the entire world down. Not just the country, the entire world was shut down. You couldn't do anything during COVID. But now that Donald Trump is kicking out illegal immigrants who, by the way, should not be here in the country, all of a sudden he's a king. All of a sudden he's a fascist, and all of a sudden he's a dictator. I'm telling you right now, this is a problem where we have. Because after Donald Trump is gone out the White House, who is going to step foot in his place? Because there's not a single person right now who has the popularity of Donald Trump in the Republican Party, period. Okay? So whoever the Democrats are going to run, whether it be AOC, whether it be Gavin Newsom, we have a tough challenge. So if it's going to be J.D. Vance, I think J.D. Vance is a good candidate. I just don't think that he's as tough as Donald Trump. Donald Trump can, he's been around for so long and he's done so many good things, even before he was a politician, that people give him a little leeway. He says little kooky stuff, whatever, like that, and you laugh. J.D. Vance doesn't have that leeway. Marco Rubio doesn't have that leeway. Ron DeSantis, who I personally like, doesn't really have that leeway. So who's going to take the reins and try to stop what the Democrats are doing? I mean, they voted 12 times already to open up the government in the Republican Party, and the Democrats and the Senate keep shutting it down because they want illegal immigrants to get funded by the taxpayers. That is the reason why they're doing this shutdown. It's not about insurance or all the stuff that you're hearing. It's literally about they want to make sure that the illegal immigrants get funding. Why is that? Because they know they're going to give the illegal immigrants funding, and then in return, they're going to get votes. Because when the Democrats get back in power, I guarantee one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to try to get rid of all voter ID. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to stay in power, get all these illegal immigrants to keep getting vote and all the elections. That is why in California, Gavin Newsom are giving illegal immigrants CDLs. And you see all the terrible car accidents, semi-accidents that are going around in California and all across. And guess what? They're coming in, claiming asylum, getting their CDL somehow, all in California, and they're causing all these wrecks on the freeways. This is a big problem right now. It is a big problem, and Donald Trump knows it. The Republican knows it. The Republican Party knows it, because people need money. The American people need a better wage, and these owners who are hiring all these illegal immigrants are getting away with hiring cheap labor instead of giving the American a fair wage that they deserve. So, unfortunately, again, we are all for immigration, just the right way. We want to make sure you're not coming over here, bringing your Sharia law over here. You're going to assimilate to the American culture. You're not going to try to, have this mentality or death to America or whatever like that. You're not going to try to, affiliated with any type of cartel that's going to ruin America, bring all these drugs over here that kills Americans. We're going to find out what you believe in, who you're affiliated with, on all this stuff. That's a proper vetting before you can come into this country. That is what every American needs. We need to make sure our American citizens are safe. And these people from these third world countries or whatever aren't going to be killing Americans that are happening right now. That is why Donald Trump is the American president and getting these people out of the country. Period. So, we're going to see, but you see clearly from these videos from the No Kings protest, there are some sick, disturbed, mentally ill people that are on the left that call Donald Trump a king. And just from that kid stabbing the Donald Trump doll, it's starting at a young age, so if this kid is doing something like that, I would not be surprised if this kid grows up to be like some type of sick, twisted serial killer or something like that, because that's just something that you don't do when you're a kid. Period. End of story. That's just not something that you do. And unfortunately, the parents allowed it. They thought it was fun because they hate Donald Trump so much that we're going to teach our kid to stab Donald Trump. We're going to teach our kid to kill Donald Trump. It's unfortunate that people like this are around in America. And it's unfortunate that people like this get to raise kids to hate and be disgusting like this. So I don't know. We will see what happens in the new weeks. We'll see if the government gets unshut down. We'll see if the Democrats finally cave like they should be and vote with the Republicans. And but again, Donald Trump is absolutely not a king. What king gets sued? You know what I mean? Have you ever known a king to get sued? Have you ever known a king to get taken to court? No. So hopefully in the next few weeks, the government is back normal. People are making money again. People that are furloughed right now get back pay, and all the American citizens get back to work. But I don't know. It's very disturbing that these people are out here mocking Charlie Kirk and imitating, stabbing Donald Trump and trying to kill him. So we'll see what happens, guys. All right, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here.